All right, here we go. Hey, everyone. It's Monday. It's April 4th, and this is our third executive director and above leadership call. So I am glad you guys are on, and we're recording for those that couldn't be with us. But, we started this a couple of months ago, really because I really want to create a space for you guys and recognition of where you are in the business, and also provide, some benefits, right? Some training, a forum where we can interact together, leadership skills, soft skills. There's just different things that we need as we continue to grow and so that we can support other people. And being able to do it in an environment like this where we come together, I think is really special. Did you guys like it last week when we had Amy Kemp, or last month when we had Amy Kemp on and she talked about money? And money is a mirror. I mean, there's all these subconscious things that are going on that can hinder our development if we're not aware of it, if we're not thinking about it. And I just got off, I'm on the planning committee with Grow Global, and it was just reinforced to me how important you guys are, how important this team is. One, in what you've achieved, the number of clients you're supporting, the coaches that you're developing, and really what's possible for you guys. And what I don't ever want anybody to lose sight of is what's possible. And hopefully will be my goal would be is to help you guys create a legacy business, one that, really makes tremendous impact, but also provides great impact to you guys for whatever you want to achieve personally. So we're going to do some stuff today. It's called Take a Breath. And we're going to talk about navigating challenges, both some intellectual things as well as physical things that we can do. And I'm so excited to be partnering with Bonnie today on this. But first, I just want to take a minute, you guys, and do some recognition, because as a team, we blew it out of the water in the month of March. I mean, thank you, Optavia, for the Essential Start promotion. Who's happy about that? Who did that spike your business a little bit? And the one thing I heard this quote from one of the leaders on the Grow Global committee, and they said, the most precious thing in an Optavia business is momentum. And when you have momentum, the goal is when you have it, you want to hang on to it as long as you can. So we were really, really lucky, you guys, that Optavia included this special to go through April 18th. And that is for us to continue the momentum. How often do we, with this business, get to the end of the month and we're like, whew, made it. Whew, I got to take a break. And then the first couple of days go by, right? And not a lot is happening. And this is really just encouragement to keep us going, because there's so many lives that can be changed. And when we have momentum, we definitely want to keep carrying it. But we had some fun things happen this month. I just wanted to show you this. Give me 1 second here. Hopefully you can see. Can you guys see my PowerPoint? Beth Bilton, give me a thumbs up. Yes? All right. All right. So very cool. I know I saw at least one on here. You guys, we had 6 new leadership rank ups in the month of March. We had over 40 people who ranked up. We've helped over almost 600 new clients. But these executive directors, brand new. So welcome to our leadership team. Annalisa Wallace, Kathy Motherway, Suzanne Mornault, Corey Krustafek, Emily McPherson, and Bethany Smith. So very, very good. You'll be hearing from them on Team Time, starting with Suzanne tonight. So that is great. And then also we had a record number. I think we had 5 additional people qualify for our 10K club this month. So 10K club is those that have a frontline qualifying volume of 10,000 or more. So these are in alphabetical order, not in order of volume, but Beth Bilton, Lisa Bloom, Sarah Bond, Lori Cole, Shauna and Frank, Vicki Feldman, Stacy Gillen, Michelle Haney, Meg Johnson, myself, Kim Leininger, Mandy Mail, Gina Manley, Kelly McCulloch, Connie Queen, Jordan Rosa, Julie Apple Walker, Lauren Yeomans, and Linda Young. So big round of applause, you guys, for everybody. That is just super. And the big reason, who knows why do we want to hire frontline volume? Maybe somebody jump in and speak to that.
I know for me, it helps with like being able to focus on your team towards the end of the month instead of what do I need to do? How do I need to help? And it just kind of alleviates I don't know. Sometimes when I get it still burns a little bit when you get the cancellation email because we care so much about our clients, but it doesn't sting quite as big when you don't feel like you need people. So yeah.
Yeah, so true, Lauren. So true. When the more margin you have, the less sting, right? When an order doesn't go through or somebody doesn't say yes when you expect them to. Why else would we want to hire frontline volume?
More clients mean more possible coaches.
Exactly. Exactly. It also can represent a great equity business. When we talk about building equity, right? Building an equity business or a legacy business means you're building a business that doesn't rely just on you, right? That other people are invested in their businesses and they're growing, right? Not everything depends on you. So when you're sponsoring, right? When you're sponsoring and bringing on coaches, most of those coaches that most people are on program to some degree, right? Utilizing fuelings, et cetera. So the longer you coach, your coaches are ordering, right? So you're already working with them on a regular basis. So it's not like additional people that you're having to service in additional time. And if you coach your clients well and coach them to like a 3 and 3 or to utilize fuelings as healthy snacks, those clients only need usually like somebody who's on long-term maintenance, maybe a once a month check-in. So a higher frontline volume doesn't necessarily mean you're helping, calling 50 people every week, right? It could mean, that. So there are boundaries, in terms of how high do we want our volume to go, because it is something that is more labor intensive. You're sponsoring and supporting a lot of clients versus building depth in your business. But that's why we recognize it, because it really is something to strive for, that can make a difference. And to follow on what Lauren said, what I really encourage you as leaders to do is to try to achieve your rank sooner in the month. Like whatever rank you are, goal for trying to achieve it sooner in the month. And if you're building with frontline volume and with coaches, that gives you then margin to overshoot it, right? We don't want to be 6,001 executive directors. That can be a very stressful business, right? And as you're coaching and developing coaches, it's very stressful if it's, you're just squeaking it in and making those, phone calls on the 31st that we could have started on the 15th, So the sooner we do it, the better, the less stressful it is, but it also creates you the margin to then overshoot it. And I encourage to go for another point at that, go for another point, with a point being either another $1,200 in volume for yourself, or by helping another coach get to senior coach. So just another way is to continue to build points every month is a great thing. So so have fun with that, you guys. So as you're building your business, as you are an executive director, and Lauren mentioned it before, there are still going to be challenges, right? In fact, the bigger your business, I would, with experience, say more challenges that you have, right? Just more of them, right? The more volume you have, the more cancellations you're going to have, et cetera. So what I face in my business, you guys, is probably mirrors yours exactly. So what are some of the common challenges? Maybe even what's a challenge in your business or something that impacted your business? What's a challenge that you might have faced within the past week? You can come off mute.
I have a brand new coach who came in saying, listen, I'm a stay-at-home mom. My kids are homeschooled and I have all this stuff. And she assured me that she just didn't have a whole lot to give. And I said, like to put into the business. I said, that's totally okay. Cause like our priority is ourselves and our own lives. And so your rocks are your kids and your schedule and your husband and, the time, and you find ways to fit this in. And so she was all into it. And then she was rock star. Like, I was like, holy cow, this girl's amazing. Like, she exceeded my expectations by a ton. And then this morning she sent me a text message and said, okay, I just want you to know that George and I have decided that I am going to send my kit back. It's just too much. I am not doing this and that and the other thing. I haven't used my life, but blah, blah, blah. And so I just said, okay, well, you know what? Let's connect on the phone. Cause I wanted to kind of hear from her where she's going with this, and kind of my thought is encourage her to keep her kit and just take her foot off the gas a little bit and go back to putting the priorities in their place and not stressing herself out. Because I know I wasn't stressing her. I wasn't pushing her. So I don't know. I would love to get some wisdom from the coaches who coach more than I do as far as coaching coaches.
Well, I think that, helping her navigate her expectations, that's very much a all or nothing mentality, right? I'm in or I'm out, and helping her, just bridging that gap, right? Like it doesn't matter that she's not in her life book, she can be one page ahead, so just that reassurance coming alongside her. But that's a great example, Debbie. So kind of a disappointment and unmet expectation with a coach. Has that ever happened with somebody's all in, or somebody you thought was going to blow it up and then they step back? So yeah. What else happened to anybody this past week or in the past month?
Well, clients pushing their orders ahead, you go, where?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So clients moving their orders. What else?
A personal thing that has occurred for me is Ross's eye has healed well enough for us to make our trip. And I had the disappointment that meant to face the reality that I'm not going to go global, because I'd always held that as a possibility. And I had to really dig deep in there to see how this allows me to move and be open and expand in my business, where it really is relying on, my mentorship and other people. So, because this is the way it was presented, is you're going to be able to live your life and travel and do all these things. And so now I get the opportunity to really live that. So when I tell people, it'll be true, but I can't tell you that I'm not disappointed. I'm not going to go global. I'm going to be in Europe, but that's just, either way, I'm going to be global.
There you go.
But that fear of missing out with, the trainings and all the good stuff. So,
yeah, sometimes conflicts are going to happen like that. Let's do one more.
The client who, after 4 weeks, decides, I've just too many stomach issues, diarrhea, having this and that, and whatever. Just, it's not for me. I'm returning my box that I just got that's unopened, and But
yeah,
it happens.
It does. I just had a friend come back for the 3rd time. She was, adamant. This is the time, I get it now. I want to do the books, the whole shebang. How long do you think she lasted? 6 days. And I wanted it for her. I mean, that's what's so hard, it's like, what's right there for them. So big piece of this, and I was working with somebody else on this earlier, is what Dan Bell taught me is that your business at any time is just a snapshot. It's just a snapshot. The way your business looks today is not necessarily how it looked 3 months ago. And it's not necessarily how it's going to look 6 months from now. It really is just a reflection. It's just a snapshot right now. So when we get super upset, like if a clients are pushing orders, et cetera, it's telling us a story. Right? It's telling us a story that, what do we need? We need to push that volume, keep working, push that volume on up. If a coach doesn't come through, right? We can't depend on too few coaches. It's telling us a story that it's time to add more coaches, right? Everything is just a story. And the more objective we can get about it, the better. And you guys have heard me, anybody who's coached with me is, at the beginning, and you're going to be helping your coaches with this, it's like we're on the giant roller coaster. Right? I mean, entrepreneurship, this business is the giant roller coaster, right? You're feeling good, feeling good. And then and we can go in the toilet fast. And we're going to talk tonight on Team Time about energy and navigating our energy. But what we want to do is get stronger emotionally so that it becomes more of a baby roller coaster. And we've talked a lot about this stuff, and we'll talk about it more on Team Time about the intellectual side of it, of the obstacle is the way. It's telling us a story. What's the next thing we need to do? But a lot of it also is self-care and the way that we physically navigate this, right? The way that, because when something like that happens, your heart rate goes up, right? Your adrenaline goes up. If you live in my house, I might get a little like not nice sometimes when it happens. Like there's a physical response that happens. And so I'm excited to have Bonnie spend some time with us, because Bonnie is not only a phenomenal coach, but she's also, for over 30 years, and Bonnie, I'll let you give your background, but an expert in meditation and breath work, and the ability to actually take time to actually center ourselves through our breathing. And I know some of us on our team through other outlets have started to work on this, and through some of my healing in some other areas of my life, I've learned the power of breath work. So we're gonna have a little experiential activity today, and I'm gonna go ahead and turn it over to Bonnie Rosengold, and you can take it from here, Bonnie.
Thank you. I'm going to stand up because that gets my energy up. Voila, and you can see me a little better. I'm so excited. Thank you, Dee, for that introduction. I'll just give a little bit about myself. Yes, I started meditation techniques in 1968. I started, so I don't know how many years that is, I can't count. And I started breath work in 1993, and I became meditation teacher and breathwork teacher. So I've been doing this a long time, truthfully, not only for service, which is what we're all about here, but for myself, because I'm that New York A-type personality. It's easy for me to get thrown off my base and, get overwhelmed and, all of those things. So it's really been a blessing for me. So what I'd like to do is share my screen. And Dee, am I shareable here? Yes, I am. Okay, great. So let me pull up my presentation. There it is. Can everybody see that? Okay. So the first thing I'd like to do is ask you to put in the chat a 1 if you have breathing experience. Well, I hope I'm getting a lot of 1s because we all have breathing experience, right? So, so I'll be a little bit more specific. How many of you have some kind of a meditation or breath work technique of some kind that you do? Put a 2 in the chat. Okay, great. Beautiful. Okay, so we have a good number of us that have that. Very good. So that gives me a little idea about the group. And breath gives us tremendous energy. And it's interesting, Dee, that we're aligned tonight in our class as well about the value of energy and how we need it as leaders for our teams and for our businesses. It gives us energy, it gives us clarity of mind, it reduces our stress, and this is really valuable, particularly when we deal with our clients who or ourselves who are emotional eaters. Breath can be a coping mechanism for strong negative emotions. So what is your breath like when you feel anxious? What does breath feel like when you feel happy, like you're in love or it's a beautiful spring day? What does it feel like when you feel low, tired, or not feeling well? So I would like to take just a moment and ask you guys to respond to those questions. Would anybody like to share? How does your breath go when you're excited? Or how does your breath go when you feel angry or upset? Would anybody like to share that?
When I'm angry or upset, my breath is shallow and fast.
Okay. Yes, anybody else experience that?
Yeah, when I have an episode, I sometimes stop breathing and I have to remind myself to even breathe at all.
Yes, you hold the breath, even though breath is, what is it? I guess an autonomic nervous system reaction, a process, but we do that. We clutch and we hold. How about when you're happy?
When I'm happy or relaxed, I feel like I can completely empty my lungs and fill it in, and the air feels like it's energizing me, you know,
Yes.
it feels like it's feeding me.
Yes. Yeah, good terms. Yeah, it feeds us. It nourishes us on a very subtle level. So let me go back to this. Beautiful. So those are some good responses. So I bring that question out because I want to make this point that breath and emotions or thoughts, a two-way street. Because of the mind-body connection, if we change one, the other one gets affected. And that is really the gem, the secret of doing any kind of breath work, whether it's just some of the simple few breathing exercises we're going to start in a few moments, or whether you do something in greater scope. And there's a variety of things. So these are some of the basic changes. And, you know, there's been a lot of research done on the benefits, the objective benefits of doing consistent breath work. It can change heart rate, blood pressure, cholesterol levels. It creates relaxed alertness. It can decrease levels of the stress hormone cortisol. There's been a lot of, like I said, research studies. Decreases clinical and non-clinical depression. There's a significant reduction in PTSD among combat veterans and healthcare professionals. My full-time job is actually working with healthcare professionals delivering breathing practices. And actually, it also has been found to slow and give better a restful sleep by changing the waves of it. And I love this one. It improves our overall well-being. We feel more centered, more settled, and recharged when we actually have certain kind of intentionality of breathing techniques. Okay, so that's what we're going to do today, is give a little taste and experience of being more settled, more centered, and recharged. So what I would like you all to do is, if you're not on your cell phone, turn it off. If you're near a window, open it up so you have some fresh air. If you're thirsty, drink a little water, because we're then going to be in a different place and we don't want to interrupt our experience by looking for our water bottle. If you have any pets or children running around, please invite them to go somewhere else. We're going to sit in a comfortable chair with our back erect. So we don't have to be sitting in lotus position or anything. Sit comfortably for you, put your feet on the ground, relax your shoulders, and we'll be letting go. Okay, does that sound good? Okay, so we're going to do 3 different things now. We're going to do a practice which you can do at home. It's called straw breath. We're going to do a guided meditation that also includes breathing, and it will magnify and deliver deep relaxation. And then I want a little feedback from everybody on how they're doing. Okay. Anybody have any questions or concerns about what we're going to do before we actually start doing it? Okay, so phones are off, windows are open, you're comfortable. So I want to invite everybody to just sit comfortably. And as I said, this is a practice that you can do at home to help eliminate some stress and tension, known as straw breath. And you know, this is such a dynamic group. And I know that we all have many balls in the air, whether we do this part-time or full-time. We have our focus in a lot of directions. And so the value of the breath just for us personally, so good to eliminate that stress and tension. So I want you to think about if you were to go into a coffee shop and get some coffee, that's New York for coffee, and they give you a little one of those little plastic straws, you know, the little thin red little swizzle stick kind of a thing. okay? And it's completely hollow. All right, it's completely hollow. Imagine that little plastic straw, it's completely hollow. And you're going to mix your coffee with this. And I want you to imagine to place that in your mouth where you will purse your lips. Can everybody see me? Because I'm, you know, kind of like you're sort of going to kiss somebody a little bit, right? But you have a little teeny opening in your lips where that straw is going to be, okay? And imagine placing that straw in your lips pursed, and you're going to blow out. So we'll breathe in through our nose. Long, nice, deep breath, fill the lungs. Breathe in through our nose and breathe out through that teeny hole in the lips. Breathe in through the nose where the lips are closed and breathe out through that little teeny hole in the straw. And when we breathe out, we'll breathe out to a count of 10. And when we breathe in, I want you to use your full lungs. Okay, so let's close our eyes. Take a deep breath through your nose. Fill your lungs in and let go. Once again, breathe in through the nose. This time, breathe out to a count of 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Again, breathe in through your nose and out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Breathe in through your nose. Good. And again, breathing, filling your lungs. This time, we'll breathe out to a count of 12. So we've inhaled. Straw breath. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Last time, breathing through the nose, fully filling the lungs, and out to that teeny little hole. Fully empty the lungs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Now, keeping your eyes closed, just relax. Become aware of how you feel right now. Are you more tense and anxious, or are you more relaxed and feeling centered? Continue to keep your eyes closed, and just with regular normal breath, breathe in, breathe out. Notice your natural rhythm of breath. And as you breathe in next time, bring your attention up towards the top of your head. And as you breathe out, bring your attention down to the base of your spine. Continue breathing in and out. Awareness goes up as the breath comes in And awareness goes downward as the breath comes out. Breathe in to the top of the head. Breathe out to the base of the spine. And once again, take note of how you feel. Take a long, deep breath in and breathe out. And just become aware of any tension that you may be holding in your body. By bringing our awareness to different parts of the body, we can easily release the tension or holding on. So let's start with unclenching any jaw tension that you have and relax your forehead. Have a smile on your face. This will relieve any tension in your face. Continue to breathe in naturally, filling the lungs with a gentle pace and letting go. Continue to breathe. Now bring your attention to your feet. Become aware of your legs. Your thighs. Your hips. Become aware of your hands and fingers. Become aware of your arms and your shoulders. Now continue breathing and bring your attention to your abdomen. Your chest. Become aware of your throat. Your face. Your head. Become aware of the weight of your body and allow the chair that you're sitting on to support the weight of the body. There's nothing that you need to do. Gravity is pulling you into your seat. Once again, take a deep breath in through the nose and let it go. Now become aware of your eyes. Through your eyes, you've seen the world of colors and forms. Right now, this moment, your eyes are closed. You're not interested in seeing anything. Just allowing the mind to go inward and relax. Become aware of your ears. Through your ears, you've heard so many different types of sounds. Pleasant, unpleasant, right now, this moment, we're not interested in any sound we may be hearing. Just let it be there. without focusing on the sounds. Accept all the sounds in your environment. Now, shift your attention back to your breath. Breath is coming in and out of your nostrils. Become aware of your breath. Natural, normal breath. We're not trying to control our breath in any way. Just breathe naturally and observe your breath. You might notice that there's a temperature to the breath. Maybe it's warm. Maybe it's cool. The breath may appear to be light or could feel heavy. Just keep breathing. It may seem long or short. No effort. As you exhale, relax and let go. The incoming breath brings energy to the body. Outgoing breath brings relief and relaxation. There's nothing to do. We're not trying to achieve anything or learn anything or gain anything. Nothing to fix. You may notice the breath is getting lighter and lighter, softer and softer. Teeny, delicate breath brushing against the walls of the nostrils. As the body relaxes, the mind expands. Exhale and relax, teeny, teeny sips of air brushing against the walls of the nostrils, just effortlessly. Now, take a deep breath in and breathe out once again. Deep breath, fill the lungs, and let it go. Become aware of the weight of your body and the chair that you're sitting on, the room that you're sitting in. Gradually, at your own time, slowly come back. You could start to move around a little bit, wiggle your hands and legs, feet. And when you're ready, you can open your arms. Rotate, the neck is good. How are you doing? Anybody want to share anything? I see some smiles. Yes, Michelle. Thank you.
When you were going through the, like, where I'm holding tension, all of a sudden I felt my shoulders drop like a foot. Like, so that was really, I didn't realize I was holding so much tension
Yes.
there. So that was really a great exercise. Thank you so much.
Welcome. My pleasure. Anyone else?
I have to say that your tone is so, like just the tone of your voice, to be honest with you, the only reason I'm still awake is because when my head went forward, it woke me up. I really would have dozed off.
Anybody else have that experience? You felt like you were sort of falling forward a little bit? Yeah, that can happen. Sure. And that could be, if you have some fatigue in the system, which we probably all do, and also it's a very fine thing. The mind is starting to settle down, and it's that experience of going to quieter levels of the mind that there's almost a sensation of falling, like we're going fast down in a parachute or an elevator or something, so that can also create that little experience of, and if it's fatigue, then that tells us something, doesn't it? Sleep, more rest, more time out. I get really stressed at work. I work full time for a nonprofit, and I will periodically just get up from my desk, go out the front door, throw the dogs out the front door with me, and just do some breathing. It just clears my head, gives me some energy, takes away some of that fatigue. Anybody else would like to share or have any comments?
I'd like to share. Bonnie, I thought that was just absolutely fabulous. I didn't realize how much energy I had going and tension and everything. I haven't felt this relaxed, and I can't remember. Before our call, I was like spinning, thinking I'm calling this person and doing this and getting to that person. And with all that, it was sort of stopping me from moving forward. And now I feel like I'm centered and I can just move forward with ease. And I have to thank you very much. That was fabulous.
Great. I'm so glad. Yeah, clarity, focus. It's all the chaos and sort of garbage of the thinking. It doesn't mean the content is garbage, but we have so much going on in our mind, right? So as we relax the body, the mind settles down. That's that relationship between mind and body that I mentioned. It's very, very significant. So as we settle down the body with the use of the breath and the connection between the mind and body, magnifies that, that relaxation. And it really, I would not be here if I hadn't done what I've done over the years to help me with that. As you've described, it really centered you and really relaxed you very much. Beautiful. Anybody else? Okay, I have one last little thing I would like to share. And let me just share my screen about that. Oh, by the way, Vicky, Mazel Tov. Awesome. I saw those pictures on Facebook. Wow, what a gathering. It looked fabulous.
Thank you very much. And I just want to jump in here and say that I am very tired today. And you definitely, there is something about your tone. Like, I am so relaxed right now. I think I did doze off, but it was like, I feel like a new person right now. Like I think I was gone, but you have to take those moments. So it was really good, Bonnie. Thank you.
You're welcome. I do breath work once or twice a day. When I get up in the morning, it's almost the first thing I do after my thyroid medication and my 16 ounces of water. Yeah.
Did you have one more thing, Bonnie? Because I know some people have to go.
Yes, absolutely. I just want to share one more thing. And that is, there's a wonderful New York Times bestseller book. I wanted to call your attention to it. It's called Breath. It's by James Nestor. So I wanted to bring that out because I know, this team is very interested in knowledge and in developing things. And I was amazed when I went into my cache of things and look at the quote. from this book. No matter what you eat, none of it matters if you're not breathing properly. So I just love that. If any of you have any further questions or want to know more about some of the other breath things that I am familiar with, please reach out to me either on Facebook or there's a quickie on my email. I'll be happy to support you. Okay, Dee, that's it.
Awesome. Thank you, Bonnie. Gosh, we all need a little more Bonnie in our life, don't we? I used to be the person, seriously, if you told me like, slow down and breathe, I'd be like, I don't have time for that. But it is so important. And I think what you said, I could feel it, Bonnie, when you said, when the body relaxes, the mind expands. And one of the first things when I started coaching with Paul Blanchard was he was like, Dee, you have got to slow down. Like slow is fast. Your brain is just on overdrive all the time. So I hope you guys felt that, because when you can let that brain calm down, that's when you can get into that creative space, right? That's where the good stuff happens, in terms of you might get an inspired idea or whatever, or you're just calmer in your next interaction. So very, very awesome. As we're wrapping it up, I want to let you guys get on with your day. And I know we're feeling good. Thank you again, Bonnie. I can't stress enough, you guys. I think most of us on here are registered for convention, but if you are not, encourage you to do that. It is going to sell out before you know it. And even more importantly, to have your team with you there. And we are starting the planning for Awaken. Awaken is our executive director and only retreat is in October here in Atlanta. Is we all stay on site together. The qualifications are June, July, and August for that. And actually tossing around the idea of having an early bird qualification for that. So pay attention and help your team. We want as many people as we can get there with us. And I'm just going to spill the beans because I want you to mark your calendar for May 2nd. I want you to give me grace if anything happens with the scheduling. But he asked me to speak on his call and I was like, well, if you're going to do that, I would love for you to be on mine. So as of right now, we have Jamil Frazier with us next meeting. So that is May 2nd for our leadership meeting. Again, that is mercy of his schedule and whatever, but I just wanted to let you know, because I know you're going to want your team there. Any scheduling changes, I see this. So I'm excited too. So just love and appreciate you guys. Be on call tonight, team time. We're going to talk about energy, kind of in a different spin with it, some great stories, and we're going to do a breakout room experience with a little more interaction with each other. So thank you again, Bonnie. Thank you guys for carving out time for yourself today to be here for this, and we'll see you next time. Thanks.